Let's go to the World Series. Obviously, Game 1 Friday night. Just an incredible, not even World Series moment or baseball moment, just an incredible sports moment. I mean, it's two big brands, place is packed, 2 outs, bottom 10, Freddie Freeman at the plate, his father's right there. You and I have watched baseball our whole lives. I saw you post on social media. Immediately we all go back to '88 and we think of Kirk Gibson home run in Game 1. Just I imagine there's a lot of things you could do in sports that feel awesome. Sinking a 20-footer to win the Masters. I don't know that anything hitting that home run, having the slow trot around, your fans going crazy, your dad right there. I mean, that's as good as it gets.
I'm surprised Freddie didn't pass out before he got to home plate, because just all the emotions he had to be feeling in that moment were overwhelming, I'm sure. But yeah, that is, and he even said it himself, like that is literally the dreams we had as kids, to hit a grand slam, the bottom of the ninth. It wasn't the bottom of the ninth, but to hit a home at the bottom of the ninth, to win it and go off in that fashion, it's such a dream that you don't expect it to happen. And for Freddie Freeman, it actually did happen. And to have his father there, who he credited afterwards, with his baseball journey, and still throws BP to him in the offseason. But also, we mentioned the house guests I had over the weekend, and a lot of them were not sports fans. And they saw the home run, they knew it was dramatic. But once I told them, some of the things that Freddie Freeman experienced during the season with his son and that near-death experience, then that story to them became even more compelling because of the personal side of it, not just the sports side, but the personal side. And I don't know if we'll ever see something come together that greatly in one singular moment that everyone will remember.
Aaron Boone's been getting beat up pretty good by the New York media for putting Nestor Cortes into that game. He, of course, had not pitched in more than a month. Is that a fair criticism?
I think it's an easy criticism.
Right.
But there was a reason he was on the roster, right? And so you put him in for that situation. It was lefty on lefty. He made a mistake. But there were other mistakes made in that game that led to home runs, right? The mistake pitch that Flaherty made to Giancarlo Stanton for a home run was a mistake, right? Pitchers can make mistakes. But he's on that roster for a specific reason, and that is that situation. So you put him out there for that. If he's ready to go, he's ready to go. Granted, he hadn't pitched in a while, but he pitched the whole season. He's a professional baseball player. That's what he's paid to do. He just didn't execute it.
Anytime, or at least from my perspective, anytime somebody in any 7-game series goes up 2-0, it feels over because the other team's got to win 4 of the next 5 to get out of it. But then Game 3s are interesting because if the Yankees win tonight and they're favored at home, they'll pop back tomorrow and be favored again at home, and you'll wake up tomorrow as a Yankees fan going, all right, if we just do what we're supposed to do today, we'll be tied 2-2 heading into Game 5. Just do you give the Yankees a legitimate chance to bounce back tonight, bounce back in Game 4, make this a compelling series?
I mean, the 2-3-2 format definitely helps in that regard,
right,
Gary. I mean, we've seen World Series in the past, not a lot of them, where the home team has won every game, and that team obviously went on to win the championship. So it is possible based on the format alone. But it would depend a lot on what happens in Game 3, obviously. That's why this game is so critical for New York more than anything, because if you're down 0-3, then it's totally a wrap, right? Other than the Red Sox against the Yankees, you're a wrap. And that's why it's so critical. But the concern still for the Yankees is their best player is not playing well. Aaron Judge is struggling, to say the least, and he carried them all season. He's going to be the MVP. But your best player not performing usually does not lead to overall team success in the postseason for any sport. And that's where the Yankees stand right now.
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m.